ASMR video. So in this video I'm gonna be reading you a book. I'm really bad with tapping, so I'm not gonna even try. This video was requested multiple times by one of my subscribers, so here we are. The book I'm gonna be reading is called The 50th Law by 50 Cent and Robert Greene. I'm also gonna be sipping on some lemon juice. I definitely need some vitamin C in me. I've been streaming for 7 hours today. I've been streaming for 7 hours for 3 days, back to back to back, and my back is killing me. It was definitely not a good idea, because I got no viewers anyway, so it was a complete waste of time. Anyways. Refreshing indeed. Alright. So, oops, sorry. There are two ways of dealing with fear. One passive and the other active. In the passive mode, we seek to avoid the situation that causes us anxiety. This could translate into postponing any decisions in which we might hurt people's feelings. It could mean opting for everything to be safe and comfortable in our daily lives, so no amount of messiness can enter. That's definitely me, man. That's how I cope with everything, basically. It's not the best way to do it, but I just feel so burned out and so beat up because I, went the active way and it hurts really bad. So I just go the bitch way, which is the passive way. When we are in this mode, it is because we feel that we are fragile. Yep. And would be damaged by an encounter with the thing we dread. Exactly. That's 100% true. The active variety is something most of us have experienced at some point in our lives. The risky or difficult situation that we fear is thrust upon us. It could be a natural disaster, a death of someone close to us, or a reversal in fortune in which we'll lose something. Often in these moments, we find an inner strength that surprises us. What we feared is not so bad. We cannot avoid it and have to find a way to overcome our fear or suffer real consequences. Such moments are oddly therapeutic because finally we are confronting something real. Yep, not an imagined fear scenario fed to us by the media or sometimes by our heads, not necessarily the media. We can let go of this fear. The problem is that such moments tend to not last very long or repeat themselves too often. They can quickly lose their value and we return to the passive bitch mode. And the avoidance mode. It doesn't say the bitch mode, I'm just saying. When we live in relatively comfortable circumstances, the environment does not press on us with obvious dangers, violence, or limitations to our movement. Our main goal main goal is to maintain the comfort and security we have, and so we become more sensitive to the slightest risk or threat to the status. That is so true. This speaks about me, bro. You see, this is why I need to get back to reading books. It opens your mind, and you just read some lines that you can relate with, and you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm not alone in this situation. I don't know how to explain it, to be honest, but you just, when you read about other people's experiences, and you can relate, you just have this calming feeling that everything is gonna be okay, and you feel like you're not alone. Yeah, what I've been doing lately is I've not been doing a lot of reading. I've just been consuming a lot of entertaining content and playing games and shit, just so I can get some dopamine and run away from my problems. And yeah, it's not very healthy. What the fuck? The lights went off. What? Bro, this is some creepy shit. Is there a ghost? What the fuck? Is there a ghost, man? I don't know what's going on. Oh my god, Can I record this ASMR video in peace, please? It's either some weird sounds or bro, what's going on? My house is haunted. Oh my god. Alright, give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, alright, I'm back. I had to turn off the lights and turn on my filming lights. It actually looks much better now. I probably should have went with that instead of the ceiling lights. But I'm not recording this video again, no fucking way. No fucking way, mate. No fucking way. Yeah, you are here for the sounds anyway. Don't care about my fat face. Where was I? Yeah. We find it harder to tolerate feelings of fear because they are more vague and troubling. So we remain in the passive mode. Throughout history, however, there are people who have lived in much tighter circumstances, dangers pressing in. Pressing in on them on a daily basis. These types must confront their fears in the active mode again and again and again and again and again and again and again. This could be growing up in extreme poverty, facing death on the battlefield, or leading an army in war. Living through revolutionary periods, being a leader in a time of crisis, suffering personal loss or tragedy, or having a brush with death. Countless people grow up in or with such circumstances, and their spirit is crushed by adversity. But a few rise above. It is their only positive choice. They must confront these daily fears and overcome them, or submit to the downward pull. They are toughened and hardened to the point of steel. I can't talk English, dude. I've been talking English for 7 fucking hours. today while I'm streaming. I can't. English is my second language, and I only have like a meter. You see, I can't talk in English now. Oh, the lighting looks really good, man. I should probably refilm the video, but no. It's too late and I'm too tired, man. I'm way too tired. Oops. Understand, no one is born this way. It is unnatural to not feel fear. It is a process that requires challenges and tests. What separates those who go under and those who rise above adversity is the strength of their will and their hunger for power. At some point, this defensive position of overcoming fears converts to an offensive one, a fearless attitude. Such types learn the value not only of being unafraid, but also of attacking life with a sense of boldness and urgency, and an unconventional approach, creating new models instead of following old ones. They see the great power this brings them, and it soon becomes their dominant mindset. That's a good book. I'm gonna finish this book even after I finish this video. That's a good read. We find these types in all cultures and all time periods, from Socrates and the Stoics to Cornelius Vanderbilt and Abraham Lincoln. Napoleon Bonaparte represents a classic fearless type. He began his career in the military just as the French Revolution exploded. At this critical moment in his life, he had to experience one of the most chaotic and terrifying periods in history. He faced endless dangers on the battlefield as a new kind of warfare was emerging, in which one wrong move could lead to the guillotine. He emerged from all of this with a fearless spirit, embracing the chaos of the times and the vast changes going on in the art of war. And in one of his innumerable campaigns, he expressed the words that could serve as the motto. Motto, I don't know how to pronounce it, for all fearless types. Indeed. In the spring of the 1800s, he was preparing to lead an army into Italy. His field marshals warned him that the Alps were not passable at that time of year and told him to wait. Even though waiting would spoil the chances for success, the general replied to them, "For Napoleon's army there shall be no Alps." And mounted on a mule, Napoleon proceeded to personally lead his troops through Triacaris. Why do you use those smart ass words, dude? Triacaris. I don't know what that means. Terrain and past innumerable obstacles. It was the force of one man's will that brought them through the Alps, catching the enemy completely by surprise and defeating them. example of the type would have to be the great abolitionist, abolitionist, and writer Frederick Douglass. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing words. As I said, I just finished a 7-hour stream. My back is killing me, and yeah. Who was born into slavery in Maryland in 1817. As he later wrote, slavery was a system that depended on the creation of deep levels of fear. Douglas continually forced himself in the opposite direction, despite the threat of severe punishment. He secretly taught himself to read and write. When he was whipped for his rebellious attitude, he fought back and saw that he was whipped less often. Without many money or connections, he escaped to the north at the age of 20. He became a leading abolitionist, touring the north and telling audiences about the evils of slavery. The abolitionists wanted him to stay on his lecture circuit and repeat the same stories over and over, but Douglas wanted to do much more, and he once again rebelled. He founded his own anti-slavery newspaper, an unheard of act for a former slave. The newspaper went on to have tremendous success. At each stage of his life, Douglas was tested by the powerful odds against him. Instead of giving in to the fear of whippings, being alone on the streets of unfamiliar cities, facing the wrath of the abolitionists, he raised his level of boldness and pushed himself further onto the offensive. This confidence gave him the power to rise above the fierce resistance around him. There is the physics that all fearless types discover at some point. An appropriate ratcheting, bro. I don't know how to explain it. There's like words and they continue the word in the next sentence, and it gets me every time. Ratcheting up of self-belief and energy when facing negative or even impossible circumstances. Okay, let me take a sip. Fearless people, even when I'm reading books, when I start reading like stories, I get lost. I don't like those segments where they keep talking about another person's life. I don't like it. For example, I was enjoying the first paragraphs where he was talking about, examples of fear. Passive fear, active fear. What is passive fear? Where is active fear? I like that. When he starts talking about Douglas and Napoleon or whoever the fuck that is, I'm just kidding, I know who that is. I get lost even when I'm reading, like, without talking to a microphone. Anyways, let's keep going. I don't know what I'm saying. Fearless people do not emerge exclusively from poverty or a harsh physical environment. There we go again. Talking about another example. Franklin Delano Roosevelt grew up in a wealthy, privileged family. At the age of 39, he contracted polio, which paralyzed him from the waist down. This was a turning point in his life, as he faced a severe limitation to his movement and possibly an end to his political career. He refused, however, to give in to the fear and the downward pull on his spirit. He went the opposite direction, struggling to make the most of his physical condition and developing an indomitable spirit that would transform him into our most fearless president. For this type of person, any kind of encounter with adversity, limitation at any age can serve as the crucible for forming the attitude. That's a really, really good book, and I'm gonna finish it, that's for sure. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to join the ASMR Discord server. The link is in the description. God bless you and have a good night.